Welcome to the Greater Pensacola Chamber Toddcast, sponsored by Moorhead Real Estate Law Group. On the Toddcast, Chamber President Todd Thompson talks to the leaders that are making a difference and driving the conversations that will impact our community. Now here's the Chamber President, Todd Thompson.
Welcome back to the Greater Pensacola Toddcast. I'm Todd Thompson, President and CEO of the Greater Pensacola Chamber of Commerce. The Toddcast is sponsored by Moorhead Real Estate Law Group. If you are investigating some new real estate developments or investments, or looking for a home and have some legal questions, talk to the experts at Moorhead Real Estate Law Group. Great folks there, and they will help you out with your real estate questions. So today on the Toddcast, I have Nicole Partridge. She is the Volunteer Recruitment Coordinator for Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Northwest Florida. Nicole, welcome to the Toddcast.
Great. Thank you so much, Todd, for having, and we really appreciate the invitation to come and share a little bit about Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My background, I started with family science degrees, family and child sciences and youth development programming. Started with the 4-H program up in Arkansas, and then I moved into gerontology and healthcare administration, into nursing home care, and then now I'm back to youth here in the Panhandle and enjoying the time to connect and make mentor relationships for adults and youth through Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
Okay, and how long have you been with Big Brothers?
Since March of 19.
Okay, so a couple years now. Mm-hmm. So you got there, had about a year, and then we went into the pandemic, and everything kind of had to step back a little bit. Talk about that.
Sure, and it was quite a blessing. We had the benefit of receiving some computer technology from a Gulf Power Foundation grant.
Okay.
So all of us as match specialists, we were able, and even volunteer recruitment, we were able to go home and work from home with our laptops that they had purchased to equip our new office space.
Okay.
And so we really kind of were streamlined to go home and work from home and be deployed.
Right.
And so it worked beautifully. We continued to program. We had to be a little creative. Our matches were meeting virtually. We became Zoom experts, as everybody did throughout the pandemic.
Right.
But it was a challenge. We're glad to be back and doing some things in person now, and our matches are connecting. Of course, continuing safety protocols as best.
Absolutely. So talk about the mission, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. What's the goal? What do y'all do on a day-to-day basis?
So our goal is to pair caring adults in a one-on-one mentoring relationship with youth throughout the community. And that one-on-one relationship is really a time where time is treasured. Mm-hmm. And that's the commitment. You spend one-on-one time with a child, you're going to make a difference in their life and find their potential with them and see them as they grow along. Right.
So you're Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Northwest Florida, so you're not just in Escambia County. What's your region and your kind of overall reach? Right.
We've had an extensive history, long-standing history, over 30 years of service here in our area, but we work from Escambia all the way to Bay County. So Escambia, Santa Rosa is a grouping. Okaloosa, Walton is our next grouping, and then we'll also serve in Bay County. Okay. And so we're really excited, and we have 3 office locations. So we office through some partners with Anchorage Children's Home in Bay County. We're partnering with United Way Emerald Coast in Fort Walton, and then of course our office location on Creighton.
Right, and it's a great, beautiful office. It's relatively new. Y'all have been in there.
Right.
But it's a great facility.
It is. It's really a blessing to be able to work there and receive the community and host events. We've had some fun times with the youth, and we call them matches.
Right.
Right.
So, talk about the programs. So obviously you have bigs and littles that get paired, but there are other programs that you provide for youth.
Certainly the most common one that you think of when you hear Big Brothers, Big Sisters is our Pen Air community-based program. And community-based means they're usually littles within about a 20-minute home or 20-minute radius of the Big's home, so it's convenient.
Right.
You do it in the evenings or the weekends when you're available, when the child's available, and you go pick up the little from their home. You go do something nice in the community. We have some great partners with our Magic Card businesses that are willing to say, you know what, come and have a treat on us. Come to Arby's and eat dinner and study.
Right.
Summer's out right now. And,
but
frozen ropes.
Right.
Come and have some beautiful frozen treat at their store with your little, and you get your own, but your little gets in free.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
That's great.
That's our community-based program, Big Duo.
Right.
It's a lot of fun. I'm actually a part of a Big Duo. So my neighbor down the street, she was active duty Air Force. She's like, I love the program. I'm concerned about my job commitments.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if maybe I get pulled away, maybe I'm not ready to do it by myself, but could we do it together?
Yeah.
Of course. So we as a Big Duo, we both signed up. We got screened. We were both cleared as volunteers. And so now we go get our little brother, Ernie.
Right.
Because we're two ladies and we can take a boy that's age 10 or younger in a Big Duo.
Okay.
And even a couple, say a spouse or a mate, or even friends or buddies can do it.
Okay.
And so you can, and it's nice because that way if some obligation comes up, you're like, I'm busy, but my Big Duo, my other big sister can come get you, or the big brother could come get you, and I'll meet up with you there where we're going.
Okay. I had not heard of this before. Is this new, or has this been in place for a while?
It's been in place for quite a while, and it's just kind of a niche. It's something that it gives a little more freedom to busy families, and also we take our boys.
Right.
So our little is now 9, and my son is 9, and her son is 8.
Okay.
And so we're a group of 5.
Yeah.
Basically, when we go, and it's beautiful because that's the heart of what we want to show Ernie is not only that we care about him, but our family cares about him.
Right.
Our kids care about him, and our husbands. Even he gets to come to our home and see what our home life is like.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the young boys on the wait list, they don't have a lot of male role models.
Yeah.
And so they get to come and actually see active fathers engaging with their children, engaging with him as a little brother.
Right, having that positive
it's
role
really
model.
Special.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So, any other programs?
Sure. Yeah. Grandparents raising grandchildren.
Okay.
I think people are aware of that trend. Unfortunately, a lot of families' dynamics change, and grandparents assume responsibility and start raising their grandchildren. I know Paula Schill, our CEO, she portrays that story beautifully with her 16-year-old little sister, Hope, being raised by a 96-year-old grandparent.
Wow.
And I think it might be a great-grand.
Right.
Right.
But
so imagine the challenge of her as a young lady coming of age. She needs a female mentor. She needs a big sister. And so Paula is there for her, and it's a beautiful thing. And her family enjoys and appreciates all that Paula does for her as a little sister. We're increasing and exciting work with Bigs with Badges.
Oh, cool.
And we're very proud of our partnership with PPD, ECSO, and we've definitely, our work is to touch the neighborhoods and touch the communities, and our new chief coming in, very exciting about community policing and the touch and the impact, the potential there.
Right.
So we have a great role model, Dave Partridge, Officer Partridge, and he's got a little, and he's a real advocate for making a difference, and he's made a huge difference in his little brother's life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And again, that role model, and there's been a lot of tension between police and communities, and so that is a good thing to see. They get a positive experience, and they don't have that tension that might be there.
And not only, it's beautiful to hear Officer Partridge tell the story, because not only is it a beautiful relation between him and his little brother, when he goes into the home and he talks with the grandmother and the other siblings near and around, that's not my police officer. I know different.
Right.
They hear things that are going on, real intense things, but now they've got a very different lens, a very different perspective to say, you know what, I have a trusting, loving relationship with an officer, and it makes a substantial difference.
Yeah, I mean, just like you say, having that relationship, knowing someone, being able to talk to them and understand the different perspectives, just makes such a big difference. So what else y'all got going on?
So we're always recruiting for bigs.
Yes, I was just about to ask you about that. I know I've seen some social media and some things
right.
that y'all are doing a big push right now. So, yeah, talk about that.
So right now we have currently 104 kids on the wait list.
Okay.
And that's ready to be matched. And so those families have called and we've enrolled them. It's easy to enroll your child, and 850-433-KIDS will sign your family up. So these families have said, we want some help. Mm-hmm. And the parents do have to consent, and the children also consent. And we enroll typically from kindergarten through 8th grade. So these 104 families have said, we need some help.
Right.
And so we're now looking for big brothers and big sisters. And particularly half of those kids are here in the Escambia, Santa Rosa service area.
Right, okay.
Our biggest demographic is represented here, and a lot of them are boys. Over 50% of them are boys.
Okay.
So, and we typically match boys with big brothers and girls with big sisters. And the only exception to that is the big duo.
Right,
where
gotcha.
A boy 10 or younger could be matched with a lady and in a lady relationship. So we are definitely recruiting, and we really want people to know that it's on your time.
Right.
And it's driven by you. Once we screen you and we equip you, we train you, and we really get to know you.
Right.
Our screening process and interview process is thorough. So we learn a lot about your interests, mm-hmm. things that you enjoy. You know, if you're outdoors, Coldwater Creek person, we're going to find you, hopefully, a little that's going to go and engage in things like that.
Right.
We're going to ask a little, you know, would you prefer to stay home or stay inside, or would you be willing to go to surf camp on the beach with your big?
Yeah.
We asked those questions.
I'd be willing to do that.
And we did, and we hosted it. It was beautiful.
That's awesome.
Christian Surfers Pensacola took us down to Pensacola Beach and hosted a surf camp for the bigs and littles, and it was an amazing day of surfing and the confidence building, and those kids rocked it.
That's so cool.
It was.
Yeah. So, give us that phone number again and website so people want to get more information.
Perfect. So to become a mentor, 850-433-5437 or 850-433-KIDS is easy to remember.
There you go.
And we have some exciting events coming up too.
I was about to ask about that because we were just talking before we started. You know, now that we're doing events again, and I know y'all have had, like us have had to kind of take a year off from that, but mm-hmm. You've got some things coming up. So let's talk about that.
We do, and I certainly want to say thank you to Community Maritime Park. We had an amazing time for the Big Scoop 2021 here in Escambia County, and now we're excited to plan for the Big Scoop Okaloosa.
Okay.
And that's set for August, and we're really excited about heading back to Seville. Our wonderful partners at Seville Quarter, they're hosting the Gumbo Yaya.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming up August 28th. The Wheelmen of Florida are hosting the Finner Ride. That'll be a beautiful ride in October. 100-mile ride, an amazing bike ride. And,
wow.
If you've not researched that, I encourage you to Google it and look at the Finner Ride and learn of the history and who we honor there. And then, of course, the seasonal favorite, Shaun of the South, will be coming for a holiday concert.
Right.
That's real exciting.
That's cool.
And save the date on your calendar for the Big Gala 22, January 14.
Okay, January 14th, 22, the gala.
The Big Gala.
Yeah. So, I love gumbo. So, tell me again when that.
The Gumbo Yaya, it is on August 28th.
Okay.
And we're always looking for teams and sponsors for that. So if you know of a business or a friend that has a great recipe and you'd like to come down, or if maybe you just enjoy gumbo and you want
I love some gumbo.
Yeah.
So that's a competition. It is.
It's a cook-off, the Gumbo cook-off. So we'll have teams competing. And then, of course, our fan favorites will be made by votes. And it's a really a fun afternoon and a way to indulge the culture of our area and just enjoy some Southern food.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's all the questions I have. Is there anything else you'd like to share as we kind of wrap up here?
Well, We definitely encourage you to visit bbbsnwfl.org, our website, or visit us and follow us on social media and share. We've got some fun stories, and you'll learn more about it. And we definitely encourage you to become a mentor or enroll a family member if you have a child of interest.
Absolutely. I mean, it's such a important thing. I mean, we can do so much for some kids who really need a mentor and someone that they can look up to. So absolutely encourage our listeners, if you have some time and are inclined, please look into this. Anything we do to help our kids is important.
And for our fellow business members in the chamber, if any of those would like to learn a little bit more, there's many studies that talk about engaged employees will be retained.
Right.
And so we have several businesses that say, we really want to get involved beyond school walls. We've had some great partnerships locally with Penn Air Federal Credit Union, Navy Federal Credit Union, Ascension Sacred Heart. Those are some neat opportunities that are out there to become a beyond school wall site, or have me come as the volunteer recruiter, and I can share with your staff and your team and say, here's a way to serve. Here's a way to get involved. We're looking forward to the school district opening back up for some site-based mentoring this fall.
Good.
And so, we'd be happy to talk with any of our chamber partners and near friends and businesses there about ways to get involved.
Awesome. And we'll be happy to share any of that information that we can with our business partners, and just want to get that engagement.
Perfect. And we really appreciate the Greater Pensacola Chamber and all that y'all do.
Yeah, well, we're happy to do it. It's such a great cause, and like I said, it's so needed. So we're here to help. So Nicole Partridge, volunteer recruiter for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northwest Florida, thank you so much for joining me today on the Toddcast, which is again sponsored by Moorhead Real Estate Law Group. I appreciate their support, and we will catch you next time on the Toddcast.
Thanks for listening to this edition of the Toddcast. To learn more, check out the Greater Pensacola Chamber's Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at ToddcastPCola. That's Toddcast, letter P, colon. We hope you join us again next time on the Toddcast.